Okay, I would not remember any of this.
Probably good to record it so that way you can always go back to it.
Even though I don't ever rewatch my own videos.
Damn.
I want more war games on my channel, like more war games like this on my channel. I mean, I did a random games video of Company of Heroes 2. Gonna make one of Manifold Assault Squad 2, which I got.
Yeah.
And countless other war games. Call of Duty, mainly. Except for Black Ops Cold War, because that game sucks. Anyway, I'm...
Alright.
So, the UK will not be around?
The UK will be around. It's their puppets that might do their own thing.
Okay.
The British, I'm not sure what the British are going to do. This is completely randomized, so anything can happen. So the German Reich could easily go into civil war, and the German Empire could rise again. Alright.
So we should just create the French Empire and take over.
I mean, that's pretty much the plan anyways.
Okay, cool.
Because the French are not automatically in the Allies. They have to go down a focus tree to end up joining it. Or end up joining it once the war starts.
Okay, so we'll just...
One thing we'll need to get out of the way, most likely, or at least at some point, is leave the treaty of the British, because they have like some sort of like second naval treaty or whatever that limits how much fucking ships you can have.
Okay,
or the ship power.
The lobby window is in my way.
Oh, that's because it hasn't officially started yet.
Oh, okay.
Now it has. Okay, you see all the stuff on the top left? The thing with the tank on it, that's your recruit and deploy. That's where you like train all your troops and recruit them and all that. Or set up their templates and all that, set it up. I'll be mainly doing all that. Everything to the right of that I will also be kind of doing. The logistics you don't have to care about ever.
And then,
production, that's for your production of infantry equipment, tanks, boats, whatever it is. The ones you will be focusing on, though, is if you click on our flag in the top left, you'll see that's like the whole government stuff. I forgot to put in the cheats thing, but you know what? It's fine. We'll just it's better off if we just learn it the realistic way of playing the game.
Research is the lab flask.
Yeah, the little lab thingy, the third one.
And
don't worry about the eyeball. That's mainly spy shit. You won't ever have to deal with that.
Okay, I'll start researching stuff immediately then.
I would recommend researching the improved infantry equipment 1. Get an armor, which I think we'll be fine in armor for the moment since we are the French, so don't worry about that. Work on the artillery tab, and work a tiny bit in the industry tab, because the industry is going to help us out a lot.
Okay, hang on.
Which I'm going to go and start something in the industry.
Okay, you do industry. Artillery.
I would probably get the anti-tank, that way we can get started on that. I'll go ahead and get our focus set up.
Oh, I can't research anti-tank. Not until I get the Cannon D25mm.
Here, I got this. There you go. I started it.
Okay.
It's the Cannon D25mm. That's what the anti-tank is. That's the first one.
Okay.
if you the Roman numerals will kind of help out a bit because that's the different levels you have. The ones with 1 on it, that's your level 1 anti-tank. 2 is level 2 anti-tank or artillery or anti-air, and then the 3 is the 3rd level. And then all the stuff in the middle is like your little upgrades that kind of up its attack and all that. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and put all of our divisions together.
Gardez vos rangs. Attention!
We have a few guys along the eastern border here.
Yep. Okay. Click on the army. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a general.
Which army?
The main one. The IE Corps at the very bottom, like the one that doesn't that has a general.
Attention.
Split it up here because I'm gonna have to.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Do you see the person with the line? And then when you hover over it, it says front line. Click that and then hover over the German border and then left click.
Hang on, I don't see it. Army 1?
Yes.
Pareil.
The one with the actual general on it.
Gardez vos rangs.
Okay. And
Okay, when you click on the first on the blue army, there should be a thing that shows a front. Should be like a plus symbol with a person behind it, and then there's a line. Oh yeah, we should probably put it under army group.
Okay. I'm sorry, I still don't understand. Okay,
Gardez vos
I
rangs.
clicked on the general, dude. And then...
Gardez vos rangs.
Here, want me to share my screen and show you?
Yeah.
So you have more of an idea. Okay.
Yeah, let me unshare my screen. Yeah, you share your screen. It'll be easier.
Okay. You see this blue army here that I'm hovering over? When you click on it, there's going to be this entire thing here.
Oh,
There's
the battle
this
plans?
here, the front line. Yeah, the battle plans. There's this right here, the front line Dewey.
Oh, okay.
A plus with a soldier and then a line. You click that, and then you place it, and then there's your troops. Another one you can do, this one is new with the DLC stuff and the updates. This is the cohesion. Depending on the cohesion you have, the better your fighting forces. It's best just to keep it on flexible. You don't really have to mess with it. This is your different execution of your battle plan. So let's say
Gardez vos rangs.
this right here is the offensive line. You're gonna place this, and then you'll click on this little tab here. And then once you're at war with the said nation, your troops will start moving towards that area.
Okay.
Attention.
And if you have it on balance, they're going to do it in more of a balance and try to use resources to the best of their abilities. When you use aggressively, they're going to continually push and push and push, even if they waste all of their fucking shit. Only use this when you're using cheat mods, though, because then you'll have infinite shit. You can do whatever. Which we don't have, so we're going to have to keep it on balance for now. And then there's the carefully one, which is more of a cautious approach. You're just going to slowly advance every now and then. But for the most part, the AI will take care of the battles for you. Unless, another thing you can do, which a lot of the better players do, like the more pro players, what they'll do is they'll not do that. They'll set up the battle plan and the offensive line. They'll every now and then have it where it follows the line, but they'll actually click on specific troops and then click on specific regions and strategically like actually place their troops on shit.
Gardez vos rangs.
Him
Attention.
and then this army.
Attention.
I want everything to be infantry. It's best to have everything as infantry to start off with. It's best to have at least one type of infantry division because there's no point in having multiple, unless you're making a infantry division full of artillery and then having it split.
Yeah, I'll let you deal with the military stuff.
Attention. Arrêt.
Yeah, see, I don't know everything.
But yeah, occupied territories, this is where you can like release your territories or whatever. I'm gonna return this territory to them. Let's see, Syria, I will completely release because we don't necessarily need it.
Yeah.
Vietnam, I will release. Republic of Laos, that's the other one. Republic of Laos is another Asian territory that's like combined with Vietnam and Guadeloupe, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Oh no, this is the little islands up here. This can fuck off. And then I have this. Which that will stay there, because I will end up having that as a puppet. Cambodia. Need that. Cambodia is the other one. There we go. And then I can release this story to them.
And time is paused, so...
Yes, it's once you start the game, or at least when you get into the game, it's automatically paused, so you can get everything set up before you press play.
Yeah, the game's paused even though the trains are still running.
Oh yeah, they're gonna run regardless. It's just how it is. It's paused for everything else though, like your troops will pause and what the AI are doing are paused.
Okay.
Attention.
So we're sending our troops through Germany.
It's more of setting up a defense against Germany, because I don't know what they're going to be doing.
Okay, so sending them from one border to Germany's border?
Pretty much.
Okay.
And if they do end up going to war with us, then we can just fucking slap them. One thing that's nice to know about this game is if you up the corps, or at least the army groups we have right now, that's under the, or at least the armies under the army group that we have, I'll just call them corps because that's basically what they are. They are... If you have a field marshal leading the army, it will up how many troops you can have in that. So it will go from 24 to 30 something. I think it's like 32.
Attention.
And then the field marshal automatically leads the army, which you only have five things for. Okay. I'm gonna usually people play on 3 speed, so that way it's a bit faster. I'm not gonna put it at the max because I don't know how fast your computer can handle this game.
Yeah.
Because if it lags out for one person, it'll actually lower the speed of the game, so that way they can catch up or help their computer out or whatever.
Yeah. What are you doing there?
This is the construction tab. This is where you build your extra factories and all that to up your production.
Oh. Okay.
So you have civilian factories and military factories, and then you got naval dockyards, and then you have synthetic refineries, which will actually need in our places. Infrastructure will up your fuel capacity, and it also helps with your material output of each region. So once this is done, instead of having 18, it's going to be adding 4 more to it and 10 more to that, for the steel.
Okay.
it's best to just have the infrastructure maxed out anyways in each nation. This is your province buildings. This is like your supply hubs. The more supply hubs you have, the more supply that will go to your troops. And these are the railways. This is like where all the trains go. If you have it to the max, it will help significantly with your building. Or not building, but with getting supplies to places a lot quicker. So you see how this is all blue?
Yeah.
That means that there's a good supply of resources, or at least supply. The pink or red or yellow, all this stuff, it's not very good to have, because then your troops will gain attrition, which can very much so destroy everything about them.
So we need
So
to
they'll
get
just
those,
be useless and you'll be destroyed.
We'll need to get those to blue then.
Yes. Which is why I'm building a supply hub right here. And I'm maxing out all railroads across everything just in case we end up in war somewhere else across our country. And the good thing to have is a lot of civilian factories, because that will speed up how fast you build things. Which is why I have so many building right here. They're also used in trading, so you'll need to have a lot if you're going to trade with a lot of people. Or resources. The different resources, you got rubber, which is mainly used in like vehicles and whatnot. Tungsten is mainly used in your... Tungsten and steel are the main fuel you'll need, because tungsten is used in like the artillery pieces and all that. And the nation with the highest export you're gonna need is probably the best to trade with, because then you'll get a lot more resources. This right here, this little symbol, whenever it pops up, you don't necessarily need to care about it too much unless you're really low in civilian factories. It basically says the ones you're trading, like the civilian factories that you're giving up, are currently building things, so it's going to slow down the process of your buildings. But that's not a big deal. And then for rubber, we'll do the Dutch East Indies.
I would not remember what it is.
It's fun to mess around on your own, so you kind of get used to everything.
Yeah.
And wait. I gotta actually click on it. I forgot.
Like I'm...
And now the troops are all moving around.
With Stellaris, I mainly play on the fastest speed.
Yeah.
Because that game, I know what I'm doing. This game, I don't know what I'm doing.
That's why I have it on 3 speed. 3 speed's best to have if you're kind of learning, or at least trying to do things a little bit fast, but also trying to keep up with what you're doing in the game.
Yeah.
Attention.
I'll give you a rundown real quick of the diplomacy stuff. So, military access, that's self-explanatory. It's the same thing as in Total War. Basically, you can ask for military access so you can march in their territory, or if you offer military access, it will give them access in your territory. Docking rights mainly just means you can dock your ships in their yards and you can repair them there, or refit them. If you're in a war and you can't refit your ships anymore, you can easily just ask for docking rights of a nation if they will allow you to. Non-aggression pacts, that basically means you're not going to be aggressive to that nation, so they most likely will not take you as a threat.
Yeah, that's the same.
You can always break the non-aggression pact, but that will heighten the world tension. It's best to have the world tension as low as possible until the wars actually start going on. But whichever nation has the most world tension under them For example, if Germany made up like 50% of the fucking world tension, they're going to be known as like the greatest threat in the world. And it'll pop up right under, when you hover the world, it'll actually pop up right under it. Create a faction, that's self-explanatory. You're just making a coalition of factions, pretty much. Kind of like the Allies on the Axis.
Yeah.
That's basically what your alliance is. If you're wanting allies, you have to invite them to the faction. But you can only have a faction of nations of the same ideology unless you are going down. Unless you are unless you're in the same war as another nation, then you can invite that nation to your faction to help them out. So, for example, let's say Spain. Let's say we were non-aligned, which is what the French Empire will be. And the German Reich was still fascist, or they went into the German Empire and became democratic or some shit. And we were both at war with Russia. We could easily, and Germany was not in a faction. They didn't have the Axis powers. We could easily either join their faction if we don't have one already, or we can invite them and create a new faction with them. And then we can invite a lot of other nations on top of that. We would basically be NATO.
Basically be what?
NATO.
Ah, okay.
That's basically what creating factions is making like a NATO sort of thing, or the Allies, or the Axis.
Yeah.
Some nations have it a bit different with their politics. Like the U.S., you have to actually like have support in the Senate and the House to do do certain things, especially in the focus tree. While France doesn't really have that because it doesn't necessarily need it. As for the decisions, you have the economic policies, which is like it either makes it where you gain less stability, but you are able to like build more things. You're able to add more infrastructure, add more building slots to your stuff. Your political actions, that's basically if you want to ban fascism, communism, all that different kinds of stuff. Propaganda, that's self-explanatory. That just ups your world tension, and not world tension, but ups the war support. Naval treaty, this one is for some nations that are a part of it. You can easily just withdraw from it, which we'll most likely do, because that limits the power of your ship. So if you gain more ship power, then they're probably going to fucking try beating the shit out of you, which they will most likely fail in the court, usually. There is some decisions you can have, like there's one for Austria and Hungary. France, Italy, I think, has one. Greece has one. Turkey has one. But one thing for France, Germany, and a few other nations that are democratic, or that do go democratic or something like that, there's European unity. So you basically merge like Britain, Germany, Italy, all into one nation, and it becomes the European Union.
Ooh, okay.
We won't be doing that though. I never really have done it because I don't give a shit about it. The special projects, that's if you're doing setting up land forts or anything like that. It would like add it to specific provinces. But for the most part, it's just a sit and wait game for something to happen. This is Hoi. Sitting simulator. It's hard to learn, but you can easily learn most of it because nothing really happens in 36 or 37. Unless you speed through, unless somehow you're lucky enough to speed through the stuff.
So basically, this entire video is just gonna be staring at the screen.
Yep. Every now and then doing some research and decisions, maybe some changing the government, but that's about it. And we're about to revive the National Block, which starts our route to Yep, they remilitarized. So Germany is definitely going down a Hitler route.
I do want to do improved local conditions as political actions because I think that would be good.
Let's see here. It's good, but it does lower the factory output, sadly.
Yeah, I see that.
I have never used it. I never really have needed a reason to use it. But it probably would work a little bit for stability. Because since we're doing this without the cheat mods, we'll have to worry about stability and war support.
Yeah, so probably not a good idea to do it.
So we're probably going to have to do some propagandas and maybe a few times do the improved worker conditions. Because propaganda stuff doesn't really do much to stability. It just ups the war support. Which, if you have very low war support in a war, you're fucked. Yeah. You're just gonna get fucked. Because you will end up in civil war. And that's never good to have, especially if you're already at war with another nation.
Cannon D25mm is almost done. There's a few more, like 40 more days.
Alright.
I know, let's take over Japan.
I'm not sure what Japan's gonna do. I have the feeling they might go to war with China though, but who knows? Who knows what they're gonna do? Oh, the British Raj is still the British Raj for some reason. There's still British Malaya. There's the British. Oh no, that's actually you. Very interesting. Alright, well, nothing's happening. I'm gonna go see if the food's arrived, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yes, you last of lead.
Okay, so I put an extra thing on production for support equipment. I don't know if that was a good idea or not. I figured that would help.
Oh, an extra factory?
Yeah, but it's not green, so I don't know what I did wrong.
No, it's because we don't have an extra one. We need to build it.
Okay, we need to build one.
But it's fine to have that there because you can like have it set. Like you see how it's 4 gray ones now. Whenever you build a military factory, it's going to instantly go there.
Okay, then I'll get a military
I'm going to destroy
factory.
all of these extra ships that we don't need all.
I will get a military factory up then.
What I need to do is set up our... Set that up, okay. So what I'm going to do is set up at least 5 per thing.
Okay, I don't know what I did.
You did what?
Apparently, I highlighted 2 territories and they turned yellow for some reason. I don't know what I'm doing. But as for research, I am researching anti-tank upgrade though.
What do you mean by highlighted yellow?
Like when I go to production and I when I click on, say, Bulgog, and I unlock and I press one of the open slots.
Yeah.
Hang on, I gotta sneeze. Ah. And then I click on a military factory. Bulgog and Champagne all yellow, and then when I click on the Frenchy Kame, I think I'm butchering these, it also turns yellow. So I think that means I'm building military factories in that location. Yeah, click to build military factory, okay. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, it has yellow lines through it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that means that you're just building one factory at a time. If you actually press shift and then click on it, then it'll do the max it can build.
Oh, okay. So,
I already have quite a bit building anyways. I'm building more civilian factories so that way we can build them faster. I don't think... Oh yeah. I want to build a few naval factories though. But yeah, you see how when you click on one thing, there's like some things that are like completely blued out?
yeah.
That means there's no buildable areas in that. I'm actually gonna build some fuel silos.
Oh, I fucked up. Everything's gray now.
Great. Oh, did you click on the naval dockyard?
No, I clicked on... You know where the ungrouped air wings is? I clicked on the thing underneath it where it says Western Germany. And everything turned gray.
Oh, you're... Okay, press F1.
Okay, there we go. Cool.
Okay, what you were in was in the air strategic menu.
Oh.
Or screen. Okay, if you press 2, that's your naval. F2 is your naval. F3 is your air. F1 is your military. Your normal infantry army. Land forces.
And what's F4?
That would be your supply.
Okay.
That's like if you're checking your supply hubs and all that.
Alright.
But you can also click on the little icons in the bottom right. The little flag is your compliance, like what your compliance is for, like if you have, let's say we took Belgium, you can click on that and you'll see like a percentage of like how much the compliance they are. And if they have a high enough compliance to us, then we can actually release them as a collaboration government, which is basically it's a form of puppet, but it's basically our bitch.
Oh, okay.
And then the little fire icon that you see above the flag in the bottom right, that's your resistance. We're probably going to need to keep an eye on that every now and then, because if we take a lot of take out Germany or something, and we may have to keep an eye on that, because that can also cause. Do not mess with that menu. That is for cheating.
Wait, this menu?
That is this is a mod. It's called the Tool Kit. So you can, let's say I click state management. I could click on let's say Württemberg. I can mark it and then give it to us. Or I can annex a country. I can puppet a country. The political tools, that doesn't really do much. That just changes like your political parties or whatever. Well, there's a few diplomacy things, but there's no point in having it. Then you got the DST. That's basically like if you're spawning in unit. Then you can create a template. You can spawn ships with it. That's on this side. This is your resource manager. You can add resources to a province, or the MMT is your manpower. You can control the manpower you get, the population you get. Whoops, I didn't mean to move that.
Okay.
You can spawn buildings. Which
That makes sense.
probably gonna. I might as well. Fuck. I'm fucking clicking on all kinds of shit on my end. Mark state. I'm gonna max out civilian factories in Paris. And I'm gonna add a few.
You know what? Paris.
I'm gonna leave a few building slots over because I want to put some synthetic stuff there. So I'll put a few of those. I think the max I can have fixes. Okay. Let's mark all state, which means that marks all states owned by France.
Okay. Cool. Ice. Still. I'm slowly learning, I think.
You're learning things. Okay, turn off the building spawning tools because we don't need to break the game too much here.
I get it. I don't get it.
Alright, revise the constitution. Oh yeah, that's one mod we have installed. Is the dynamic research. Depending on how many factories you have built, and depending on how many how many like factories in general, like it could be naval, military, or civilian. If you go to the decisions and you look at the very bottom of the dynamic research, you can actually see how much points you have, which is known as RP. Every time you hit another few hundred RP, you unlock a new research slot, which gives you a lot more to research, so that way you're not researching like 3 or 2 things at once.
Oh, okay.
The reason I use that mod a lot is because if I'm playing a minor faction like Luxembourg, or a small faction, or not faction, but nation, or if I'm playing a big nation and I need to research multiple things at once, it helps a lot when I build a lot of factories, and then I can just do it that way. Which, speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and work on system.
I'm gonna do improved engine for our tanks.
Alright.
Because I think that would be good if we use tanks. Are we gonna use tanks?
Yes.
Okay.
They will help us a lot with breaking down the bitches.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I was supposed to have my food by now, but they fucked up the order.
Oh.
So they fucked up everybody's food. So my grandmother went all the way back to get more food, or at least get the right order, because my burgers had everything on it. Her burger, like every burger, had everything on it. They completely screwed it up. Thank you, Uber, and I think she got it by Uber Eats too, and Uber Eats has been fucking us over. We got one of their people fired. One of the, like, the DoorDash or whatever.
Nice.
We got one of their people fired because of the fact that they gave us the wrong order. We told him to go back and get the right order, and he said, no, fuck you. Ugh. Spain should be coming up into a war in 36. I think the farthest you can go is 45 in terms of years before the game ends.
Spain's gonna go to war?
Yes, before World War II started, they were in a civil war. Spain was in a civil war.
With who?
We are not embracing communism. With itself. It was the fascists versus the democrats. But in this game, it can happen where it could be a four-way Spanish civil war. So you'll have four different versions of Spain. You can have the communists, the fascists, the democrats, and the unaligned, which is more of like the authoritarian monarchy sort of thing.
Okay.
And Spain will always be in civil war.
Ooh! I'm gonna do this. Basic machine tools. Production efficiency cap plus 10%. That should help us. I think.
Which one?
Basic machine tools. For production. For industry.
Yeah. We should... Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
And then after that, go for construction one, because that will up our construction speed.
Okay, as soon as everything else is done, because we have like a few years to go for the levels.
Yeah, we're getting that advanced shit because we're going a bit of ahead of our time. If you try to research, it's best to research things that are like around your time, like around your year. Because if you try researching things that are like 38, 39, 37, something that's like a year or so ahead of time, it will take a lot longer to do.
Okay, so I should not do improved engines then because it's in 36 to 39.
It's fine. It's fine. It's already going anyways. We might as well just get it to get it. And anti-tank upgrades in 39. Improved infantry is at 38. It's best to have the best we can get early on.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can work on naval.
Improved Industry Equipment 1 is in 1938, so I think I should swap that to something else.
Let it go for now.
Okay.
Just let it go and let it build, because it sometimes it's a good thing to like. It's best to have a few things that are ahead of time and a few things that are not. That way you can get more upgrades, because if we can improve our infantry equipment, improve our tanks and whatnot early on, we can just steamroll the enemy.
Yeah.
We're basically gonna pull a blitzkrieg. Oh yeah, thing you can do with the planes, by the way, is depending on the type of plane they are, you can actually assign them to armies. So that way they'll automatically like do their own thing. Disband that. Disband. Alright, let's see. We got 5 fighter wings in the first 4.
You know, upon playing this, I want to write a World War II book now.
Despite how bad World War II was and how dark it was, it does have its interesting moment.
Yeah.
Hence,
I won't.
Zombie army.
I won't write a full-on historical book about it though, because there's plenty of books out there for it.
Did you know that Hitler actually wrote a book?
Yeah, Mein Kampf. I want to read it.
I kind of want to read it just because I'm kind of interested in what Hitler said in that book.
Yeah, same.
A lot of people say it kind of proves how much sane he was before he started World War II. Because I think he wrote the book before World War II even happened.
I think he wrote it in prison.
Oh, was he ever in prison?
I think he was. I'm not so sure.
I wonder if he dropped the soap.
I know he was a soldier in World War One.
Yes, he was a corporal. He was a corporal in I think he was a corporal in the German army, but he was actually born in Austria. Which is why he did the whole Anschluss thing and like merge Austria into the Germans.
Yeah.
Let's see. Adolf Hitler.
The World War II book I want to write will not be fiction, but will be fictional and fantasy-like, because all my books have to be fictional and fantasy.
Like an alternate reality to World War II or something?
Technically, like, I don't know what Berlin looks like, so it will possibly be a made-up city.
Mm-hmm.
Like a made-up layout.
Oh, he was actually wounded in World War I as well.
Oh, he was. Oh, nice.
He was at the Battle of Somme, which was a offensive by the Germans, I believe, and it was a failed one.
Interesting.
He was also at the first Battle of Ypres, Battle of Arras, and the Battle of Pandeli. I probably butchered those because I don't know European language as well. His rank was a Gefährder, which is basically corporal for the Austrians. He was a part of the 16th Bavarian Reserve Regiment.
Ooh.
He served it from 1914 to 1920.
Wow, he served a long time.
Yep. Let's see.
Maybe I will write a World War II book that'll be an alternate timeline, but it'll have fantasy elements in it, because I always have to have an elf in my books. Somehow.
Yeah.
But I'll also have to do some research about World War II, because I do want to keep at least some realism in it.
Yeah. Wow, Hitler had a pretty full life before he died. Well, before he shot himself. He was 56 when he died. Yep, there goes the Spanish Civil War.
Oh.
And Nationalist Spain is a pretty interesting start off. I got a feeling there's probably gonna be a three-way or a four-way, because usually there's anarchists that want to start shit.
There's also Portugal there as well.
Yeah, Portugal will probably not do anything unless they're trying to go for the one of their routes that involves the, I think it's like the Fifth Empire or something like that, where it's like merging. It was like a combined Spanish and Portuguese land.
Yeah.
And usually that Portugal supports the nationalists. So, let's see. Automatically, Germany and Italy are supporting the nationalists, of course, because it's fascist. Or at least gonna go fascist. It's not aligned right now. And the Soviet Union is supporting the Democratic for some reason. I'm not sure what you're doing, Stalin, but I want to do it. Fucking Stalin. Stalin is an interesting person, in my opinion. Because he wasn't that much different from Hitler. I'm gonna go ahead and ban fascism. But I will rally the league, so I'm gonna start kind of upping our non-aligned. I can go ahead and start getting more.
Should we build more troops, or do we have enough?
I'm waiting till our manpower grows first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Construction, we're good. Trade, I think we're good on trading.
Political power. Okay. There we go. That should give us some more political power.
What did you
I
do?
gave us a guy that gives us plus 15% political power. So now we get at least a few more per day.
Nice.
Let's see. Hitler was a chancellor of Germany before he became Führer. And he was also a they have a different name for it, but it's basically the prime minister. He was the prime minister of Prussia at one given point.
Ooh.
1933 to 1935, he was a prime minister of Prussia, and then he was a Oberfischhaber, which is like was a high command of the. That's basically when he was ruling the German Reich. He was the complete high command of the German army. He was also the Führer. The Führer. There we go. The Führer of the Nazi Party, Chancellor of Germany, and then the Führer of Germany.
So he did some stuff before he became a tyrant.
Yep. And the reason he became a tyrant is because of World War I. So if there was no World War I, there would be no Hitler.
And World War II would not have existed.
Yep. Hitler would probably end up becoming a pope or something. I don't know.
that would be weird.
For the fatherland! God be with us all! the first tyrant to fucking rule under God.
We're totally getting banned from YouTube.
They're probably gonna cancel the video and be like, "This is not right."
This is not for kids. What are you doing? This is history.
They need to learn it.
We're also talking alternate history.
I mean, we're literally playing a game where we can cause alternate history.
Yeah.
But World War One caused him to go crazy because of all the things they did to Germany after World War One. Because they literally pretty much tortured Germany to the core. Like the allies of World War One were way worse than they were in World War Two. Because in World War Two they actually had a purpose. In World War One, they only started war because Serbia wanted to start the fucking war. Because they hated Austria, so they had their fucking leader assassinated.
Was okay?
Which Russia, because here's the thing: Serbia started the war with the Austro-Hungarians because of the fact of the Serbian that killed the leader, as we all know. Which Russia used that as a way to mobilize its forces and help Serbia. Which Germany then brought their forces into the fight because they were not even going to allow their ally, for one, to get fucked over. And two, they saw this as an act of betrayal against the peace or whatever, I guess. I don't know. But basically, in World War One, Germany was the good guys and the Allies were fucking terrible as shit. Or the Entente, as they were called. Because you had the Entente, which was Britain, France, and Russia. And then you had the Central Powers, which was Germany, Austro-Hungary, and the Ottoman Empire. Granted, the Ottoman Empire was always a bad nation because they did a lot of bad things. God, I sound like fucking Joe Biden now. Corn Pop was a bad dude. He did a lot of bad things, like the Ottoman Empire.
We're not gonna use any airplanes this playthrough, are we?
We'll probably have a few here and there because it will help us keep air superiority, especially in the naval battles.
Okay, because
we already have planes on the ground anyway, so I think we'll be fine early war.
Okay, so I don't have to research.
Late war, though, we'll have to make some, but as of right now, we don't have to worry.
Okay, so I don't have to research any new planes.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and start research on construction one, actually. Let's see. And I think my food's here, so I will be right back.
Okay. King Zog. Huh. Okay.
Okay, let's see. Soviet opposition request. Well, I didn't get any time to answer, so there's gonna be a Russian Civil War at stake.
Also, King Zog is now, like, submits to Italy.
They took, and what's it called? Albania. Yeah, that's basically what it means. They now own Albania.
Okay.
And a little bit of Greece.
I kind of want to make an espionage agency just in case if we want to use spies.
I should probably go ahead and just make the agency to have it.
Okay, yeah.
We can now ban communism. There we go. Because we won't ever need it. We're gonna be authoritarian. We're gonna be unaligned. Because we're gonna be an empire.
The King's Party.
Oh, the British are going down the King's route?
I don't
Oh yeah, yeah, they got the King now. They don't have Winston, or not Winston, they don't have Neville Chamberlain's dumbass. So now they're known as Great Britain. They're no longer the United Kingdom.
Okay. That's interesting. Russia would be the hardest country to take to, you know, one, because it's so big.
Pretty much. 5 more days and he'll be full.
4 more days.
There we go. We finally got some better infantry equipment. I'll work on. Let's go to work on the FM shot, where the fuck it is, and the Stokes mortar. Because that adds a bit more breakthrough and defense for our divisions. There we go. Now I can work on building intelligence.
Doxium Buru? I don't know how.
Yeah, that's the default name for it. The Doxium Buru. It's just Dioxium. There's nothing special about it.
Nope, Mexico's going to war on itself. I didn't know Mexico went to war against itself.
Historically, no. So that's the same thing with Britain. It never went with the King Party. Mexico's the Mexican junta is fascist, and it's under a fat man that looks like Kim Jong Un. I love the look of some of the leaders in this game. It's funny.
Let's see. Military police. What does military police do?
Military police?
Yeah.
It's in the research thing, I'm guessing. It's one of the support companies.
Ah, okay. Is it good to
The
have?
support. Okay. Basically, it adds suppression bonus. So basically, if you have the unit in a region with resistance, it'll help out a bit with that. Yeah, regular troops may be able to manage that occupation for a shorter period of time, but they are first and foremost soldiers and integrating military police into our forces will ensure we have people on the ground to respond to resistance and investigate sabotage.
Oh, okay.
Which I'll go in and research that. Might as well have it.
Oh, I was gonna do the electronic mechanical engineering.
Let me see here. Under the industry? Or is it under the...
Engineering.
Oh, that one!
Yeah, we haven't done anything with engineering yet.
We definitely need to do that.
La Resistance! For some reason.
I mean, the DLC is known as La Resistance.
Yeah. Not a lot of people like that expansion. Actually, not a lot of people like many of the expansions.
We still have the Constitution. Yeah, we still got the Constitution until... Oh, we gotta wait till October 37th to do that? Okay. We have to wait till the... to continue down the path to the Empire, we have to revise the Constitution, and then once that's over, then we can repeal the Law of Exile and then proclaim the Third Empire.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's a long waiting period for it. Let's see, I'm gonna give us some speed. I'm gonna give us some research speed, and then once we have political power again. Sure, we'll invest in Greece, why not? Let's see, and then when we have more political power, I'm gonna add the war industrialist.
I'll just look at Discord and watch you do stuff because I have no idea what I need to do now.
Okay.
I think I'm doing okay.
You're doing decent as a starter. Though, I would suggest in your own time play a few, like play a match, and then sit down and mess with all the stuff and kind of do whatever you think is best.
Okay.
Because then you'll learn the game a lot quicker that way. That's how I learned it, was kind of sitting there and kind of looking through things and scrolling and whatnot.
Make war with everyone.
Slightly. Oh, they naval invaded over here. That's interesting. Sometimes I like sitting back and kind of watching the wars in other areas, even though I can't see what actually is going on in the battles. I kind of like seeing the painting of the map.
I wish we can view the battles. That would be so.
You can in single player because of the console commands you can use. You can easily remove the fog of war. That's what's causing this, the fog of war. If you type in FOW in the console, it'll remove the fog of war and you can see whatever. Sadly, there's no console commands for this, but it is what it is. Nope, I ain't helping Spain. Sorry. I must rebuild my empire. A loss for aviation. I wonder what Portugal's doing. Oh, they're going down the supporting the yeah, here it is, supporting the nationalists. Each nation has its own tree. You want to know which one has the worst tree?
What?
Let's see here. Let me see. I think it's either Germany. No, Germany. Oh, they have it now where you can't see the other thing. Okay, that's cool. That makes it easier at least. Yeah, Russia has a pretty decently sized one. They definitely are not going down the normal route or not the normal route, but they definitely are not going down the route of the other Russia. Okay, there's this one, there's this tree here, and then there's one over here, usually, that covers like the Russia. You can bring back the Russian Empire, and then you can make it Third Rome and whatnot. You can change it around. You can bring back the Tsar. Why do I have... Hold up.
Ah!
Why do I have a random fleet out here?
Amelia Earhart disappears.
Sometimes it will happen where she doesn't disappear.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of randomized on what happens with that. America has a pretty big tree. But because of the new update they did, they have it where it doesn't cover the whole thing. They are definitely not going the normal route because they have Alf Landon. They don't have Theodore Roosevelt. So that's interesting. Spain has a pretty big one too. Some nations have a lot of big focus trees. If I would continue my mod that I had for the BFTH game I played, because I was making like a whole custom tree and all that for new factions I was going to add and make it where it was like covering the what happened in BFTH and sort of like the whole history of it. And I completely just kind of dropped the entire project because I didn't want to deal with it anymore. That and plus it would have been way too hard to do. Ooh, my food's here. I will be right back.
Okay.